Thanks. And so I'm sorry, everybody, I did not do a great job at looking at the chat while I was chatting, so I will do a better job at that. Please do not hesitate to put your questions in the chat, and I will answer them for you. Alina, welcome.
Hi.
So excited to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so we're going to get started. I know I'm running a little bit late, but we have plenty of time for your piece. Tell me about who you are and your job title and how long you've been at Lookout.
Right, yeah, so my name is Alina. I'm a security intelligence researcher on the apps team. I've been at Lookout since mid-February. Yeah, and I was actually hired through this event.
Woohoo! Shameless plug. Yay! I was hired through this event. And I remember you in the chat. I remember how engaged you were. I remember how curious you were. It was incredible. And so you are a true testament that we mean what we say in the day of security. We're here to promote women, provide opportunities, etc. So tell me a little bit, you've been on board with us a short window, but tell me a little bit about what your job involves right now.
Right, so I'm on the apps team, and our job is to analyze and detect malicious applications for both Android and iOS. And then so my job involves investigating potential threats and determining whether they actually are malicious. We do this by reverse engineering applications, determining their capabilities and functions, and then identifying key malicious behavior that we can then record into our database, and we can use to find more threats and identify more of these threats.
So cool. So let's go a little deeper. What did last Thursday look like for you? What do you do on a typical day?
So usually I review the backlog, and we have a lot of incoming data from all over the place. So one of my jobs is to triage that data for one of the feeds to see if there's anything interesting that we should maybe think about covering. And then usually, since I'm still fairly new, I'll take one or two apps and I'll reverse those, analyze those, write down anything interesting, record anything interesting I find. And then usually I'm on a research project right now. So in the afternoon, I was kind of working on that for a little bit. Yeah. And then because I'm on the research team, there's a lot of meetings where people like to share information. So I had a meeting or two, someone wanting to share either a research project they've been working on or something new, a new skill they've learned that can help us improve our research.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. And tell me about the hardest part about your role right now, because you're obviously in a big learning curve. What has been difficult for you?
I think the most difficult thing, so my background is, I'm a computer engineer, and my previous role was a software developer, backend engineer. So I think I had a lot of instincts for that. So the hardest part has been developing those instincts and learning what's important, what's not important, where to stop, where to keep going, where to pivot. Those type of instincts, I think has been the most challenging thing for me so far.
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit more about your journey? So tell us all the way back as far as you'd like to go, education or boot camp. Tell us about how you arrived in this particular area. Any more details you could provide?
Yeah, so my background, so I graduated from university with a degree in computer engineering. And then I worked for a little bit. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I worked for a little bit as, I said, a software developer. I was working in e-commerce. And then from there, I was kind of exposed to logging and incident response. And so then I kind of got interested in security a little bit. And I actually attended the Day of Security before, so not last October, but the March before.
Stop it, shameless plug. Stop it. See this.
Yeah, I did. And I ended up doing a workshop with I think it was Boston Cybernetics Institute on reverse engineering. Because originally I thought I was going to be interested in more policy or something like that. Yeah. So then I did that and I learned, okay, wait, I actually really do like this. I do like the more technical side, the reversing part of it, the analyzing. And then I ended up at Day of Security in the fall. And then I ended up here.
Got it. And so in the last few months that you've been on board, and the fact that you've told everyone this is your favorite company and your favorite job ever, what is most enjoyable about your work?
I think the thing I've most, because I've been new, the team has been really welcoming. There's like it's a research team, so everyone's kind of very willing to answer your questions, teach you something you don't know, and there's like a high level of respect, which I think like coming into it, I was very nervous because I was very new and I was like new to the industry too. So there's a high level of respect between everyone and the perspectives they bring and the information they're able to find. So that was really nice. And then also the real world impact. Like when we're analyzing these applications, some of them can be like live on the Play Store or like iOS. And so like when we go through and we convict them, like the results, like you can see them right away.
Yeah, it's true. It's incredible work. Advice that you would give, either A, for someone that is looking for a career change, using the example of they were in accounting and they find this field really interesting, so they'd like to do a pivot. Folks that are, maybe they went through a boot camp. What advice would you give those individuals about how they start?
Yeah. I think the first thing is definitely like attending like events like this, like getting out there, like networking, like talking to people. Because I think sometimes you have an idea of maybe what you want to do, and then you talk to more people and you discover that maybe there's something else that would fit me better or that would be more interesting. And then also there's a lot of like resources out there. Like I had a technical background, but so some of my skills translated, but a lot of other ones didn't. So there's a lot of things out there like I was doing. There's like Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, like Crack Me, like all kinds of stuff like that you can do. And there's a lot of resources on YouTube as well. Like people, I think the industry I thought at first was very like closed off. But my experience like being in it so far is that there's actually a lot of information out there and people are really willing to share this information. Yeah, it's so true. I think you really identified it. I think people are refreshingly very open, refreshingly very approachable, very authentic in the field. I mean, incredibly so at Lookout. I mean, it bar none, but in the industry, people are really terrific, and it takes courage to know how to get started or how to pivot, right? How to show up and have those conversations, because that's tough. It's a really tough thing to do. No, for sure, yeah. So any particular tips that you learned in getting the right opportunity? Anything else, advice that you would give to others in addition to research? Yeah, I think I would say like, I know I could like to go for it because sometimes, like you never know what's going to happen or what people are going to say or like the other person on the other side. I think especially like during like after these like last 2 years, like advocating for yourself is like something really important. And it's like a skill that like it can be intimidating at first, but once you start doing it like slowly, like baby steps, like maybe you message one person and then you message another person, then you go out and like you start messaging other people. Like it's something that can be learned. You kind of build on it. And, the Day of Security has a great tool in the platform on the left side called networking. And literally you just tap on it and automatically you'll be connected to someone for 3 minutes. And I've bounced around in there. It's great. People are really eager to connect. I think just taking that first step, as you mentioned, goes a long way, because in this field, people are by definition curious. They are interested, they're engaging. And so going to events like this, keeping yourself really curious and having the network out there, it is really important. So any questions in the chat? Maya brought up a really good point. She said she can always appreciate when people talk about changing course on their journey. Before networking as much as I do, the people I met originally seemed so sure of exactly what they wanted the whole time. And
What's amazing, Maya, is as you get to know individuals, we all had a very shaky start, right? We all start out the same way, even going from job to job. It's difficult, right? You kind of learn as you go. And what I can tell you is the networking piece is so important because people fundamentally want to work with people that they enjoy and that are smart and committed and proactive. And the things that Alina is mentioning, to get out there and just start to be curious and use that curiosity to start conversations is so important. So Alina, I thank you so much for your time today.